Hello and welcome back to the USA Dynasty. We have seen these Jaguars dominating the last few weeks, and now they take on fellow Sunbelt foe and biggest rival, the Trojans. It is the battle for the belt, followed by Texas State, the Bobcats. But first, we got to take on Troy, and we got to get revenge in this whiteout game, as the Trojans took a lot of our high school recruits last season. This is bad blood here in Mobile, Alabama, and the crowd not listening to the whiteout rules. They wear a lot of red and blue. That's okay. We'll white out on the field, and the first play's a handoff taken down for a big loss out of Nija Green, the star defensive player for the Trojans, 5-yard TFL. Now 3rd and 15, Rivers dropping back and throwing this one one-on-one. Corey Milner wins the route, and he gets the big-time grab. Another player to watch out for on this defense, Chance Gamble, number 15. I'm really mad because I came up with Chance Fortunata well before Chance Gamble. Come on now. 2nd down and 9. Now throwing out Jake Godfrey wide open. And he's got a first down as he steps out of bounds. 1st and 10. Play fake. Dropping back. Throwing this one. Had Godfrey open, but kind of a late throw. Almost gets him sent to the hospital. Now 3rd and 6. Alone in the gun. 5 wide. Dropping back. Throwing this one as he gets hit and finds Graham down to the 2. So the Jaguars passing offense looking really lethal right now. They come out 3 wide at the 2-yard line, and it's an RPO handoff. Duke Watson just casually strolls into the end zone to stat pad yet again on the season. Watson's got to be a serious Heisman candidate at this point. And out comes Colin Hurley and mainly Hawkes Smith, the star running back for the Trojans, and we have definitely struggled against good running backs. So 1st and 10, it's a handoff to him. Stretching this one out wide off tackle, and he'll pick up 6 yards on the run. So a good start for the Trojans. Now 3rd and 3. And they elect to throw, so Hurley dropping back. Rolling right, and he gets sacked. Ansel Din Mba has definitely been a very good transfer for us, and he makes a defensive play there. So 1st and 10, an underneath throw. Jake Godfrey alone, a lot of green in front of him. Unfortunately, Corey Milner with a decent block, but can't spring away from that. That would have been 6. 1st and 10, handoff Kenyon Clay, and he's brought down well behind the line. So far, the running game not taking off. We'll try a toss out to the left, and a lot of space for Duke Watson. The blocking's there. He's down to the 24-yard line. And Duke Watson just showing why when he's in space, he's the best player in the nation. Now the bubble screen out to Jake Godfrey, who's pretty good in space on his own right. Can't make a man miss there, though. 3rd and 3, a toss from the gun to Watson, and this time they make the tackle in space. So really solid play will force the field goal, and Davis Little kicks it up through the uprights. But the Jaguars hindered on the later part of that possession now. Only a 10-point lead. Trojans firing this one downfield, a big gain on 1st down. That's going to be a 20-yarder. Now the play fake and then the run up the middle, and look at the space for Hawkes Smith. He'll pick up another 20 yards on that run. They stay 2 tight ends. Hand it off to him again, and this time he's brought down in the backfield. Now 2nd down and 12. Hand off to him once again. Look at the hit on Blaine Myrick. He got absolutely leveled there. And it's 3rd and 2 now. They stick with Hawkes Smith one more time, and this time Myrick's in the backfield, and he makes the play. So defense coming up strong so far. Now we'll do a little flip pass to Corey Milner, who gets a 10-yard gain. That'll be a 1st down. Now that unbalanced Maryland eye, or power eye rather, and it's Watson out wide. He's got some space. He breaks 1 tackle and then almost hits the Jets for the 6, but instead he stopped at midfield. 3rd and 6 now. Ryan Rivers stepping up and throwing an interception into the flats intended for Corey Milner. And it's a really, really ill-advised throw. And this might get Troy back into the game. This could be a 14-point swing. 1st and 10 for Hurley. He hands it off. And Hawkes Smith is going nowhere but behind the line of scrimmage. This defense is really stepping it up today. 2nd and 11. It's a draw. And this time Hawkes Smith takes him for an 11-yard gain. So he's still finding some success. Now 1st and 10. Limited to pass protection here, as this throw will be officially ahead of the 1st down. Jackson Worley starting tight end. And now they go 5 wide. Throwing this one again to Worley. He mosses Wesley Miller, and he's in the end zone. Wow, Wesley Miller absolutely losing out on that battle with the tight end. And they score their first touchdown of the game. Another toss to start this drive. And Duke Watson cuts it inside. He'll pick up a 12-yard gain. That's a first down. Now another toss, this time from the unbalanced I formation, and it's the Kenyon Clay for 5 yards. So 3rd and 1. Rivers, sprint out pass, throwing this one-on-one. Jake Godfrey comes down with it. Down at the 8-yard line, Jake Godfrey with the play. And the Jaguars in scoring range. Toss out, Duke Watson. Look at the blocking from Godfrey. Absolutely sealed the outside. You can say all you want about us running these toss plays, but when our wide receivers are sealing the edge like that, it's going to be hard to stop. 1st and 10 now, and Smith staying on his feet. Look at that. Some acceleration too. He gets up out of the stumble. Now they go 5 wide. I don't get putting him on the bench for this play, but they get a 10-yard gain. 1st and 10 at the 45. And this one going outside the sticks. That's down to the 40. It's Darian Bryant. And now they go back 12 personnel to keeper Hurley. A lot of green. We do not anticipate his running. He bounces off a tackle and he's gone. And this defense has started the game so hot, suddenly falling apart. Trojans absolutely winning up the trenches. Rivers now throwing this motion pass swing to Jake Godfrey. That'll be a 4-yard gain. 2nd down and 6. Dropping back has Duke Watson wide open, and Watson's got some speed. Watson will score this out of the backfield, but through the air. Duke Watson running a simple corner route, a scissors pattern, and we get him the ball in man coverage, and he's just going to outrun everybody else. So a quick strike, now back on offense again. Worley is taking over this passing game. 1st and 10 for Hurley, dropping back, throwing this one out. That is broken up. That was intended for Roman Mothershed. Now 3rd and 10. Hurley, a lot of time in the pocket. He's flushed out of it, throws this one on a quick curl, and it's going to be a big first down on a 3rd and long that the defense should have gotten off the field for. And this time, that'll be RJ Moss shooting the gap and sacking Hurley. 3rd and 17. Hurley stepping up in the pocket. Throws this one underneath. Has Worley, but it's broken up. Short of a first down, they have to punt. So back on offense. Pitch out Duke Watson. He's got some blocks on the edge. He's got one man to beat. Instead, steps out of bounds, trying to preserve his health. 1st and 10, 30 seconds left in this half. Rivers, big drop back, throwing this one short, and it's broken, tipped up, and then caught by Trent Thomas. I think that was off his foot. Now 1st and 10 for Rivers, stepping back, finding Watson underneath. Watson reverses field and gets down past the midfield mark. So 21 seconds left. Can we get in field goal range? Rivers underneath Trent Thomas, and he'll get us down to the 35, and that might just do it. So 7 seconds left. This will be about a 45-yarder, and Davis Little nails it. And the Jaguars will take a 13-point lead. Hurley and the Trojans elect to go ahead and take the knee. And we'll go into halftime as the Jaguars have been pretty solid defensively in this half. I thought there were 2 drives they were horrendous, and then the rest of the drives they were pretty much shut down. The offense, however, has been electric. Whether it's Duke Watson on the ground, Duke Watson in the air, Jake Godfrey, Corey Milner, I think we have been so special. And we'll start the second half. I do wonder what would have happened if we still had Jalen Mbakwe. I think that would have made such a big difference in the passing game. Just having yet one more threat, especially being a 98 speed threat. Trojans starting off this drive with a really good play. Now another one, a good run outside on the off tackle. That'll pick up 11 yards. 2nd down and 6, play action. Throwing this one into the flats for his backup tight end. And picking up a big 15-yard gain. This defense has just at times looked really, really bad. Now the throw over the middle in the zone, and that's the one thing about the slant. If you don't get to the quarterback, the slant's going to break open at some point. 2nd and goal, it's a sprint out. Throwing this one to the end zone and missing both of his targets there. I'm not even sure who was the intended target. Now 3rd and goal from the 8. Hurley runs out of time. He is sacked. And that will be Emmanuel Waller, the senior, with the play. Now a stretch for Duke Watson. Watson with one man to beat, and he'll instead just take it out of bounds. So could have some extra yards, but just trying to really keep his legs going. Now the throw into the flats on the RPO for Jake Godfrey will pick up 7. Jaguars looking to put this thing up 3 scores if possible. Rivers airing this one out one-on-one, and he misses Godfrey. He had a step, he had potentially a touchdown, and he missed him. 3rd and 3, and he's sacked now. So this could end up being another 14-point swing type thing. Now the handoff, and this one's going for a first down. Hawkes Smith. 2nd down and 8. In the gun, Hurley steps up into the pocket, and Blaine Myrick delivers the hit, but a good catch for Darian Bryant. 1st and 10, Hawkes over the middle. This one is caught. That's Roman Mothershed again. We haven't seen these wide receivers used too much as Hawkes Smith gets the carry on 2nd and 3 and takes it for 15 yards. Why would you throw it when Hawkes Smith has been so good? Now 1st and 10. This throw to Darian is caught. Bryant down to the 15. Now inside the 10. 2nd down and 6. Hurley runs out of time. Ansel Dinamba with the sack. Looks like Wesley Miller shaking up on the play. But it'll be 3rd and long now. 3rd and 12. Pump fake. Hurley to the end zone. And Roman Mothershed catches it. But I can already see Coach Atari Mason throwing the challenge flag. And they'll review this one. And it looks like his foot does come down out of bounds. Let's see it again. Toe might have been down first. It's really hard to say. This one might be calling the field stands. And no, they reverse it. So Trojans come out for the field goal, and it's blocked! Gurley with the block, and the Jaguars hold. How about that for bend, don't break? So back on offense again, and we can see the toss gets shut down. Now, it does get shut down a lot. It's not money play, necessarily. 3rd and 10, Rivers over the middle. How about this? Corey Milner with so much green in front of him. Down to the 35, and finally brought down at the 34. That'll take Rivers over 300 yards passing on the game. 1st and 10, now a flat to Jake Godfrey. He's down inside the red zone to the 17, and he's over 100 yards receiving on the day. Rivers now swing pass out. Watson, and he can't break the 1 tackle needed to score. That's very surprising for him. So now 2nd down and goal. Throwing out into the flats and caught by Godfrey at the 2. Man in motion, handoff up the middle, Watson untouched, another score. And the Jaguars have blown this game open now. Trojans down 17, and with 8 minutes left in this game, they need to get something going. Hawkes Smith going nowhere on 1st down, he'll lose a yard. Now 2nd down and 11. Hurley throwing this one out into the flats, it's caught. And that'll be about an 8-yard gain, now 3rd and 2. And it looks like they have everyone in tight. It's a handoff Smith, and he only gets 2, but that's enough to get the 1st down. 2nd down and 8. Keeper, no, actually it's a throw out into the screen. And a nice play for Kristen Tate. He stays on his feet. Tate hits the Jets, and he will be gone. Waller giving him chase, but he cannot catch up. And that's a good way to get back in the game. Christian Tate should have been dead to rights on that screen, and instead he scores. So back on offense now, throwing this halfback sprint play action, and that'll be a 10-yard gain for Duke Watson. We just like to get him the ball in different ways. Now 2nd and 10, he catches this one, or the toss rather, and he's taking it one man to beat. Jukes inside, but then gets brought down. A big gain. He's over 150 on the day. 1st and 10, touch pass, Corey Milner. Milner cuts inside. Maybe should have cut that one outside. That might have been a touchdown. 2nd and 3 now. The throw into the bubble. Brennan Jenkins inside down to the 5. Jaguars looking to put this one away. It's a speed option. Pitch out. Watson to the edge. Can't get it. No pylon. Maybe you should have kept that one for Ryan Rivers. And it's a throw on 3rd and goal to the end zone. Caught Jake Godfrey as he falls down. Tyler Lockett-esque for Godfrey. And the Jaguars will take a 17-point lead once again. So Trojans with 2:40 left in this game. This throw down the field is caught. Darian Bryant to the 50. So 1st and 10. Hurley trying to will his Trojans back into the game. Another catch for Roman Mothershed. This is a 10-yard gain to the 45. 1st and 10. Hurley through the air, and it's caught again. Darian Bryant, really sure hands for him. Now second down and 9 at the 30. Hurley throwing this one 1v1. Bryant broken up. Really good play on the ball by Nehemiah Chandler. And it's 3rd and 9. So Hurley stepping up in the pocket. Could have run for the first down. Instead, he airs it to the end zone and it's caught. Christian Tate. And I thought he should have just taken the first down there. But instead, he airs it out. Gets the first down, or the touchdown. And now we need a first down to end it. That run will get us started well. It's a 6-yarder. Second down and 4. Clay. Handoff up the middle, and Clay might have just iced it. 1 timeout left. And the Jaguars will go for another first down, it looks like. Pitch out Watson. Cuts it inside. Watson with some speed, and then he just falls. Smart heads up play. Doesn't want a stat pad. And he'll take the win. The knee from Ryan Rivers is there, and we have won this game. Another battle of the belt for the Jaguars. You might beat us on the recruiting trail, and you might make it close in this game. But the Jaguars now with their 6th series win over the Trojans. Player of the game, well deserved for Duke Watson. 186 on the ground, 4 touchdowns, and let's not forget he had that big 70-yard bomb through the air. Watson is just our offense. He is everything for us right now, and we run it through him. I'm starting to wonder if he might be better than Kentrell Bullock, and that's saying a lot because Kentrell Season 1 was a menace. Jaguars essentially dominated every facet of play today. Ryan Rivers, almost a perfect game. Almost 400 yards on 84%, just the 1 interception. Watson, 10 a carry, 3 touchdowns, 186 on the ground. And then another touchdown with the 106 receiving yards through the air. 110 for Godfrey, 100 for Corey Milliner. I'd say that's spreading the ball around pretty well. On defense, our defense looked pretty good at times. Denham was really good this game. 2 sacks, 3 TFLs. And then Waller was decent off the edge as we get a new gap specialist here. Defensive tackle Pat Acker. Really need some more defensive line help. And then Isaiah Bonta, the cornerback. We're starting to get cornerbacks, and they have deal breakers that will make them stay. That's the biggest thing. We've had so many cornerbacks that have left this team. We had our entire cornerback core leave last year. They will do it again this year, pretty much. Unless we can have some big changes on play style, but right now I don't see our defense stopping the pass enough. Let's start off this game against Texas State with a handoff to Duke Watson, and it goes nowhere again. Quantre Gibson with the play. Now 3rd and 7 through the air underneath Jake Godfrey and missing him. Looks like he was expecting him to run up with that. Instead, he sits down in his route. So out comes Greg Burrell. Now Greg Burrell does everything for this Texas State offense. But he's not the only star on their team. Bo Sparks, number 11 at wide receiver. You'll see him some too. He is their highest rated player, and he is nearly a 90 overall. Burrow with the carry on 2nd down, and he's got a big gain, already up to 15 yards rushing on the day. You won't see Burrow leave the field almost at all. He's 3rd down, he's power. He runs every sort of back for them. As he loses a yard on 2nd down, it's now 3rd and 11. Gavin Parkhurst, the quarterback, drop back, throwing this one through the air, and a duck thrown up. Wesley Miller drops it. Don't see how, but we will get the stop and the punt now. Punt is up, and it is a terrible punt. Wesley Miller catches that one, has some space in front of him. Actually, it's Winston Malone, sorry. And Winston Malone reverses field down to the 37. So great start for the Jaguars on their 2nd drive. Now throwing this one underneath Jalen Mbakwe. Welcome back to the lineup. Didn't even mention him, but he is officially back and healthy. Now 3rd and 4 underneath. Corey Milliner hangs on. It'll be 1st and 10 inside the 24. Now the toss from the gun. Duke Watson spinning inside. He'll pick up 6 yards on the run. It'll be 3rd and 2 now. Handoff Kenyon Clay up the middle, and he's stuffed. So 4th and 2. Offense will stay on the field. Pitch out. Watson has some blocking. Cuts it up the middle, actually. Doesn't bounce it outside. Goes for the first down rather than the touchdown. Now 1st and goal. Handoff Watson up the middle. Watson down to the 1. Up to 20 yards on the day so far. Kenyon Clay checks in, and it's a play action. Throwing wide open Trent Thomas. Touchdown. We run so much out of that unbalance that sometimes you can just leak out a play action sprint rollout. And now back on offense. Burrell with a 6-yard run. As Anthony Crease shaken up on the play. 2nd down and 4. Parkhurst through the air. Almost intercepted again. This time, it's Dallas Young who had the pick 6. And now off of that, they'll get a first down. Big run. And finally brought down at the 32. So a big blunder from Dallas Young. 1st and 10, throwing this one out into the flats, wide open and caught. That's number 7, Justin Stevenson. 2nd and 4, handoff, Burrell. Burrell with a lot of green in front of him. The edge got sealed perfectly, and it's a big gain. He's up to 37 already. Continuing with Duke Watson for best back in this game. Now the throw out, and it is caught. That is again star Bo Sparks. You're not going to necessarily jar it loose on him. They run a play for him, but it's actually pretty well covered as he gets caught up on his own lineman. And Ansel Dinamba with the sack. That was all the defensive line stopping Bo Sparks from being able to spring free. And now they throw it. That is Garrett Mamat. And he's short of the 1st down, so out comes the field goal unit. And the kick is blocked! Another block! Gurley again, and now Felton picks it up. Nobody in front of him running this one, but he's getting tracked down by superstar Bo Sparks, who will save the touchdown. It was almost a block return for 6, but a really good play. Gurley on special teams now with 2 back-to-back blocks. Excellent episode for him. Rivers now wide open, throw, and it's caught. Jake Godfrey, the corner route, and he is our best route runner, probably best route runner in this game. Maybe Bo Sparks better. Back on offense, Texas State. And again, that is Garrett Mamat with the 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 34. Last play probably of the 1st quarter. This one thrown underneath Burrell, 5 yards, and that'll take us to quarter number 2. So 3rd and 3, handoff Burrell outside off tackle, and he has it. Easily 1st down as the wide receivers absolutely took the cornerbacks out of the play. 1st and 10, it's a keeper for Parkhurst, and you can run that one all day long, sir. If it's not to Burrell or Bo Sparks, we'll take it. Now Parkhurst brought down RJ Moss. From the inside, we ran a stunt, and he gets to the quarterback. So back on offense now, thrown into the flats on Godfrey, and he'll have a 1st down. Already making his name known this game. 25 yards and a touchdown. Rivers dropping back. One-on-one Corey Milliner, and Milliner just dropped it. I don't know if he saw too much green in front of him, but can't catch that one. Another throw into the flats for Godfrey, using that speed, cutting inside down to the 30. Finally taken down at the 28-yard line. He's over 50 now on the game. So Jaguars trying to make it a 3-score game. It's finally a handoff. Duke Watson, remember him? Your Heisman candidate. He gets 8 yards on the play. Now it's 4th and 3. We'll go for it. Pitch out. And I think Watson should have bounced that out wide. Instead, it's a turnover on downs. So Texas State defense steps up. And then gets sacked. Big time play for Tyler Thomas off the edge. It's a 5-yard loss. Now Parkhurst, play action. Throwing this one wide open. And Mott breaks a tackle. Nobody in front of him to the 40, the 30. Nehemiah Chandler, can he take him down? No. Another play this episode where a receiver breaks off a tackle and then nobody's deep to stop him. So Garrett Mahat with the play. And now the kick back to Winston Malone. He fields it at the 2, runs it straight up the middle. A lot of blockers in front of him. Winston Malone with the burst of speed, and he'll be gone. At the 20, at the 10, and finally scoring. We have a kick return touchdown. Winston Malone with the first kick return touchdown on the season. And the Jaguars take a 2-score lead once again. So 1st and 10 for the Bobcats, and their offense not slowing down. Burrell, 11-yard catch. 150 on the game for Gavin Parkhurst already. Dropping back, throwing this one through the air and missing his target wide open. Now 3rd and 10. Throwing this one up, and it's caught. And Garrett Mahat, are we sure he's not the superstar? 3rd and 3. Parkhurst misses the throw, and that'll be short of the 1st down. They'll go for it on 4th and 3. Parkhurst. He throws this one wide open over the middle. Nobody even there. What is the defense doing? These zones are terrible. 1st and 10, play fake. Burrell finally checks out of the game, but it doesn't matter. Down to the 11 now. Parkhurst over 200 in just the 1st half. 3rd and 9, Parkhurst. And he gets sacked. The ball's out. Dinamba can't recover, but he forces the strip sack, and now Texas State will kick. Almost blocked by Gurley, but it's off the upright anyway. And the special teams currently losing Texas State this game badly. Handoff Duke Watson, and he is stood up. That one went nowhere. 5-yard loss. 3rd and 15. Watson in pass protection here. Rivers airing this one out. Had 2 targets open, but that was a tough throw to the boundary. And we'll punt. 3 and out. So 1st and 10 with 2.5 in this half as Din and Ba, another strip sack. They get the ball once again. But Din and Ba has taken over this game, the former TCU prospect. Now 2nd and 20. And sacked again, Emmanuel Waller off the edge. 5 sacks in the first half for South Alabama. And they get the ball back. So 1st and 10, throwing this one out. That is caught by Graham down to the 49. We're inside a minute left. 3rd and 5, pitch out. Duke Watson, some blockers. Duke Watson, some space. Watson hits the Jets, jukes inside, breaks a tackle, and stays on his feet out of bounds. Now he's only at 59. He's averaging under 6 a carry, which seems like a lot still, but for him it's not. Rivers underneath the Trent Thomas, and this will be a gain of none. And we'll send out Davis Little for the 35-yarder. Kick is up, and it is good. So the score now 24-7 as the Jaguars look to hold for this last 20 seconds. Parkhurst gets sacked once again, and that'll end the half. RJ Moss, it has been a pass rushing clinic in this first half as the Jaguars take a pretty commanding 17-point lead over the Bobcats. Definitely a game they're expected to win heavily. And it's been mostly through the air today, as actually our rushing yards only at 58, definitely a letdown for Duke Watson. We'll see if we can get him the ball more, get him more in space in the second half as the Bobcats start off. 1st and 10, Parkhurst over the middle. It's caught Burrell. And Burrell has 15-yard gain down to the 35. 2nd and 10 now, Parkhurst dropping back. And he'll throw this one up. That is caught. And guess who again? Garrett Mahat. I'm not even sure if Bo Sparks is in the game. I see him over there, but they're not throwing it his way. Burrell now with an 11-yard run, and we seem to not be able to stop this duo of Burrell and Garrett Mahat. 1st and 10, well, that's one way to stop him. RJ Moss not letting him even throw the ball. 3rd sack on the game. Him and Din and Bub challenging each other to see who can be the best defensive tackle. Now Parkhurst, and he's not known as a runner, but that's a 12-yard gain. 3rd and 5, Parkhurst dropping back. A lot of time, and then finally flushed out by Emmanuel Waller. Really good coverage. So they'll go for it. 4 wide, 4th and 5. Parkhurst drop back. The blitz off the edge from the corner, and Parkhurst flushed out. Throws it on the move, and there's Bo Sparks down to the 1. Finally, they find him, and it gets him down inside the 5-yard line. And on 2nd and goal, keeper Burrell, touchdown. Bobcats not going away. It's a 10-point game now. So 2nd down and 13 for Ryan Rivers. Handoff, off tackle. Duke Watson cuts it inside. Watson brought down. That is star safety Darius Jackson with the touchdown saving tackle. 1st and 10. And guess who's wide open? It's Jalen Mbakwe with that speed. If it's man coverage, he's gone. 1st and 10. Screen pass out for Watson. Watson with some blocks in front of him. Watson jukes out Darius Jackson. And he has a 1st down inside the 35. 1st and 10. Rivers, the underneath throw. Godfrey's got nobody in front of him. Godfrey can't make anybody miss, though. He's down to the 15. And the Jaguars already once again inside the red zone. 1st and 10, handoff. Watson, and that's a loss of 4. And this Bobcats defense has been pretty stout on the run. 3rd and 14. Throwing this one up and intercepted. Star safety Darius Jackson. And he gets the pick. Never saw him. Rivers throwing that to Milliner, and it's intercepted. Parkhurst now. I think it's the ball's out. Parkhurst keeper. Why are you running a pocket passer? And the ball stripped by Waller, and we get it back. Watson stretch play and first play on the drive. Watson easy walks it into the end zone. Not even close. Man, the offensive line is so good, and Watson with that speed. It's just too easy. So 14-31 now. 2nd down and 8. Parkhurst. How about an off tackle for Burrell? It's easy for them too. Let's not fool ourselves. Texas State's running it just as well as us. If they're running it that well, you can see why we're running it. 1st and 10. Parkhurst stepping up in the pocket. Delivers this one. It is caught. And That'll be Justin Stevenson, rather, down to the 42. Now 2nd and 11. Burrell out into the flats. Parker is throwing this one underneath, and that is caught. Garrett Mahat, again, 8-yard gain. Now 3rd and 2 at the 34. Parker's keeper, read option. And he'll run this down to the 30-yard line. So 2nd down and 6 at the 26. Play fake. Parker's through the air, and that is caught inside the 10. Now 3rd and goal at the 8. Can they punch it in? Parker's play fake again. To the end zone, caught. Uncontested. Justin Stevenson, and the Bobcats offense is flowing. So 21-31 now. 10-point lead again. This one underneath to Rod Gibbs. Gibbs down to the 40-yard line. It's 1st and 10. Last play of the 3rd quarter. Rivers dropping back. He has a man open. He uncorks it for Godfrey, who can't bring it down. Got the ball first, but couldn't hang on. So 2nd and 10 now. It's a pitch out. Watson with one man to beat. Watson down inside the 40, and he's shoved out of bounds. And don't look now. He's above 120 on the day. I'm sure we can get that one up. Now throwing this one underneath. Mbakwe with the really good catch in traffic. Hangs on. And he gets down inside the 25. Rivers dropping back again. Throwing this one really late to Mbakwe. But he'll have a 6-yard gain on it. Now 2nd down and 4. Handoff Watson. RPO untouched down to the 7. And I don't know why they're unloading the box. Now the flip to Mbakwe. Mbakwe to the edge. Walks it into the end zone and then flips in. Touchdown Jaguars. And the Jaguars offense is putting on a clinic today. So less than 10 minutes to go in this game. 3-score deficit for the Bobcats as he's sacked once again. Parker is taking down RJ Moss, another sack. 3rd and 14 for Parkhurst. And time runs out. He does get this out to Bo Sparks, but Sparks game tackled at the 20. That's going to be 9 yards short of a 1st down. They'll go for it. 4th and 9. This could end the game. 1v1 down the field. Justin Stevenson, and it's broken up. Nehemiah Chandler. Tyler Thomas shaken up, but we get the ball back. Now handoff up the middle. Kenyon Clay down inside the 10. And it looks like this might be game. 3rd and goal now. And it's a throw almost intercepted. That was dangerous, and we'll settle for the 3. Later on, Jaguars again getting the ball back. Kenyon Clay into the end zone. And this game is over. Jaguars thoroughly dominate the 2nd half. Texas State's offense was pretty good in the 3rd quarter, but got shut down in the 4th. And that's when the Jaguars came alive. RJ Moss, your player of the game, off 5 sacks, 6 tackles. He was excellent. The defense was really good in this game. I actually thought the defense was pretty decent in this episode. They had some drives where they were horrid, and they had some drives where they were absolutely dominant. But it's a good win for the Jaguars, and now South Alabama finds themselves in the race to make it to the Conference USA Championship, Sun Belt Championship. Wrong conference. I got to go back to the UTEP series for that one. And we're ranked in the top 25. So this team now having some national expectations. Mbakwe with 68 yards and a touchdown. Godfrey 75 and a touchdown. Milliner only 10 yards. That was a little disappointing. And then on defense, who do I even mention here? RJ Moss, Tyler Thomas, Emmanuel Waller, Ansel Dinamba. Sacks all across the board for everybody. And RJ Moss has set the South Alabama single game sack record. I'd say that's a pretty good feat for him. And Oscar Aguilera from Texarkana, Texas commits the left guard. We get a 3-star offensive lineman. And thank you so much for watching, everyone. If you like this episode, go ahead and leave a like. Subscribe if you're enjoying my content, and I will see you next time.